Memory, Sorrow, and Thorn is Tad Williams's epic fantasy trilogy, comprising The Dragonbone Chair, Stone of Farewell, and To Green Angel Tower. The paperback publication of To Green Angel Tower was divided into 2 volumes, so paperback readers may consider Memory, Sorrow, and Thorn to be a tetralogy rather than a trilogy. The world of Memory, Sorrow, and Thorn. The books are set on the continent of Osternard, whose inhabitants include Scythic and other races, as well as several distinct human nations. The youthful conquests of King John the Presbyter united most of the human world into a single realm, but by the beginning of the first book, the former conqueror is too old and feeble to stop his sons from quarreling. As the conflict widens throughout the world and beyond, a young orphan struggles to understand enough of it to survive. The world and story draw upon many sources from history and folklore. Several characters, elements, and experiences mirror the legends of Great Britain and other lands. The dominant Erkeinlanders resemble the medieval English, with Anglo-Saxon, biblical-sounding personal names in addition to the usual castle-based feudal, agrarian setting of stock fantasy. The other peoples of Osternard also have identifiable real-world parallels in the names, cultures, and native tongues. Ernestiri, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, Rimmersmin, Vikings and early Germanic cultures. Nabonai, ancient Romans, medieval Byzantines, and Renaissance Italy. Thrithings, horse nomads of the steppe such as the Magyars, Kipchaks, and Mongols. Kanak, Inuit, Ranamin, indigenous peoples of Africa, Australia, Asia, Americas. Scythic, Norns, Japan. Also, despite lingering polytheistic echoes of Germanic and Celtic mythology, the main human religion is a reinvented fantasy version of Christianity mixed with Norse mythology. Its primary figure, Uzziah's Eden, was executed by being nailed upside down to a tree, reminiscent of the crucifixion of Christ and of Odin being tied to the world tree Yggdrasil. Also possibly the crucifixion of St. Peter, who according to tradition was crucified in this position so as to not resemble Christ's death. Novels in the series. The Dragonbone Chair. The kitchen boy Simon muddles his way through the daily routines of castle drudgery in the last days of the old reign and the first few months afterward. As the new reign curdles into suspicion and discontent, the new ruler forms a supernatural alliance with the Scythic Storm King. Simon is forced to flee into the wilderness, armed only with his mentor's biography of Prester John. As Osternard is torn apart, the narrative widens into other parts of the realm through secondary viewpoint characters such as Dukas Grimnir of Rimishgord, Maegwyn, the daughter of the Ernestiri clan king, and Tiamat of Scribe in the marshes of the distant south. Despite terror, starvation, and general bewilderment, Simon manages to find sanctuary with the help of various human and inhuman fellow travelers. 3 legendary swords, Minya, Sorrow, and Thorn, are the only hope against the combined power of the 2 high kings, the ancient Scythian and the new crowned human, who between them have possession of at least one of the swords already. But another sword, once thought lost to the depths of the sea, may still exist in the frozen heights of the north. Stone of Farewell, now known as Simon Snowlock, because of the white tuft of hair on his forehead. The former kitchen boy continues his arduous journey in the service of the rebel Prince Hoswa, brother to the High King, and enters the last great citadel of the city. A nationwide bestseller in the United States, the novel was well received by book critics at its 1990 publication. The reviewer for Locus called it an epic fantasy you can get lost in for days, not just hours, and Publishers Weekly said that Stone of Farewell is a panoramic, vigorous, or often moving sequel to The Dragonbone Chair. To Green Angel Tower. To Green Angel Tower concludes the tale set in the fictional world of Osternard, as the forces of the undead, said the Inullaki, the Storm King, prepare for the kingdom-shattering culmination of their dark sorceries, and King Elias is drawn ever deeper into the nightmarish, spell-spun world. The loyal allies of Prince Hoswar desperately struggle to rally their forces at the Stone of Farewell, and with time running out, the remaining members of the now devastated League of the Scroll have also gathered there to unravel mysteries from the forgotten past. For if the League can reclaim these age-old secrets of magic long buried beneath the dusts of time, they may be able to reveal to Hoswar and his army the only means of striking down the unslayable foe. But whether or not the League is successful in its quest, the call of battle will lead the valiant followers of Hoswar Lackhand across storm-tossed seas brimming with bloodthirsty Kilpa, through forests swarming with those both mind and soul lost, through ancient caverns built by legendary Dwaros, and to the haunted halls of Asua itself, the city's greatest stronghold. When first published in the spring of 1993, the book proved problematic for publisher Dar Books, as it was simply too big to be printed in one volume. The US hardcover was well over 1,000 pages long. The paperback, however, clocked in at 1,600 pages and was thus split into 2 volumes. In the United Kingdom, the 2 paperback volumes were named Siege and Storm.